Assalamu alaikum. Hi, I'm your host Idris Khan Afridi. Today we are going to talk about an important issue regarding federally administrative tribal areas of Pakistan, which is known to the people of Fata as forced integration. Wise nations always decide their own future. Before we talk about this important issue of tribal areas, let's review the pros and cons and then decide for ourselves what is the best option for us and what is not. But before we go to the video, please subscribe our channel QTM News HD and press the bell icon to stay updated with our upcoming informative videos. Please subscribe our channel QTM News HD and press the bell icon to stay updated with our upcoming informative videos. As you all know, after 9/11 terrorism, war of terrorism has engulfed the entire world, especially Pakistan and Afghanistan, as well as the tribal areas. During that time, the tribesmen were most affected by terrorism and war against terrorism. Geographically, since the tribal areas are located on the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan, that is why the war fought on the both sides proved to be a doomsday for the people of tribal areas. In this war, the tribesmen sacrificed more than 80,000 lives and were forced to flee their homes. In this war, the tribesmen sacrificed more than 80,000 lives and were forced. Later, to alleviate the suffering of tribesmen, the government offered 4 options to bring them into the mainstream. Let's talk about those 2 options that are worth considering. The first option is separate province, and the second option is the integration of Fata into Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Dear friends, let us take a closer look at these 2 options. First option, separate province. Let's talk about its cons and pros for tribesmen's lives. After that, we will talk on second option of integration of Fata into Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Let's see and know what are the benefits of Fata after its integration into Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Number 1. All the basic infrastructure is there. Number 2, there is no need to create more institutions. Number 3, administrative matters will begin soon. Number 4, the tribal areas will receive a regular share Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's facilities. Number 5, Fata will have access to new resources. Number 6, Fata will be managed by the provincial government. Dear friends, now let's have a look and see what the consequences of integration of Fata into Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Number 1, all Fata seats in Senate will be lost. Number 2, education, health, and employment will be difficult for tribesmen and they have to be content with the existing facilities. Fata's student quota system will end and Fata's student will have to win seats on open merit. For example, if 40 seats were allocated for Fata students, it will be over and Fata students will barely get 5 or 6 seats in open merit. In other words, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's students will benefit from the quota allocated for the Fata students. In other words, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's students will benefit from the quota allocated for the Fata students, which will be very harmful for Fata students. In addition, remote areas of Fata will remain backward and underdeveloped. and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa may be able to do all the jobs in Fata, and the tribesmen will always be deprived of the benefits that comes with being in a separate province. The tribesmen will be nominal in the assemblies.
They will not be in a position to pass any law or bill for their benefits.
Tribesmen will be powerless and subjected to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government's decisions. Tribesmen will depend on others instead of standing on their own feet. The development of the tribesmen will be transferred to other districts. The Pakhtun seats in the Senate will be reduced and the total loss will be borne by all Pakhtuns. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa will get the royalty of entire tribal areas, which is hundreds of billions, and they will only get 90 billions for only 10 years, while as a separate province is expected to receive more than 120 billions annually, which will be forever. The tribesmen will have to be patient with the remaining resources from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And the biggest disadvantage would be that a separate province would be impossible forever. Friends, now come to the option of a separate province. What are the advantages and disadvantages of a separate province? The two main disadvantages of a separate province are: number one, the tribesmen will have to go through hardship for a few years. Number two, the federal government will have to bear the financial and administrative burden. Apart from those two disadvantages, the separate province has more advantages.
Number 1. The tribesmen will have their own choice. Number 2. The tribesmen will have their own provincial government, in which the CM, MNAs, MPAs, governor, senators, and all ministers will be their own. Number 3. Tribesmen will receive their regular share from NFC every year for lifetime, which is 120 billions. In proportion to the current population. Number 4. Including in the revenue of 7 external routes, including Khyber, Wana, Miransha, Kurram, etc. for CPEC corridor in order to access to Central Asia. Number 5. Their own identity, culture, traditions, and tribal social values will be developed. Number 6. Kabul River, River Bara, River Kurram, Tochi, Tang, Zam, and Goma. Tribesmen will have the rights to all these rivers. Number 7. All jobs will be filled by tribesmen. Number 8. Link roads and other construction work will begin, which will provide employment to more tribesmen and will also allow access to the corridor to the backward areas. Number 9. The pace of growth will be accelerate after the first few years. Number 10. Several communication channels will be set up, including various mediums such as radio, TV, newspaper, and all media related. Number 11. The tribal areas will have international alliances with global trade and economic powers. That is why there will be significant investment in the province. Number 12. Tourism will be flourish and more jobs will be created. Number 13. CSP, PMS, MBBS, engineering, etc. All the institutions will be their own, in which thousands of tribesmen will be recruited. Number 14. There are Warsak Dam, Komal Zam, Tang Zam,